Modern Warfare inspired weapon charm on an M16 A3. This one, to be precise. This is a VTech gas blowback M16 A3. And go ahead and bring you in closer now, and we'll go ahead and put a weapon charm on. Alright, so I'm going to take this VTech M16 A3, and this one has an aftermarket handguard. This is a Magpul handguard. So what I'm going to do to take it off is I'm going to pull down on this D-ring here, and then it's going to pop down and then slide right out. Now I'm going to put the M16 over to the side, and we're just going to focus on this. Now, when you're thinking of weapon charms and you find something online, let's say it's a keychain, and you're like, heck yeah, I'm going to order that. You might not want to, because you might end up with a friggin' huge keychain like this. Now, this is all well and good if you're putting it on a really huge gun, but for this, it would be ridiculous. So you might want to go and order earrings like these vodka bottles. These are absolute vodka, and they look perfect when they're hanging off of the gun. In fact, that's what I've used on many of my guns. Some of them still need weapon charms. Others already have them. Some of them are just necklace parts. Some of them are earrings. Some of them are little globes. It depends. Sometimes a keychain is the right size. Sometimes it's just not. You just gotta make sure that when you're looking through photos of it, they have a photo with it and something you know the scale of, like that Pepsi can over there. You would know that this thing's way too friggin' big for that. So let me go ahead and throw that to the side. Now what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to separate the ear. I don't know. My girlfriend would know what this thing's called. We're gonna have to separate that from the weapon charm. Go ahead and pull that off. Toss that to the side, and we're gonna then put it on this. Now these, I got these off eBay. It was like a pack of 100 for like a couple bucks. They're very inexpensive. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a pair of pliers up here. There we go. These all work. Then what we're gonna do is find where the loops connect. You're gonna grab it at the side, pull it, separate it. At which point you're then going to put your weapon charm on it. There we go. There we go. And then close the loop back again. And here we go. Vodka bottle. Not hanging down too far. When it sits, it'll sit about there, which will look pretty good. So now we're going to attach it to the gun. Make sure the gun's the part's facing the right way. This is the front. This is the rear of it. You can tell because of the way the lip is in here. This is the front part. This is the back. That's the one the D-ring hooks onto. Alright, so I'm going to put it in the back. Another thing you're going to have to figure out is what side of the gun you want the charm on. If it's, say, on a gun with like a side charging handle like this, right here on this MSK, you're not going to want anything to obstruct you from racking the charging handle. You're not going to want to rip off your gun charm. So on a gun like this, if you're mounting a gun charm to the front, it should either be in the very, very front, like way up here, such as this H&K up here, or on the opposite side, so that you don't accidentally touch the gun charm during manipulation of it in a game or whatever. So back over here. So for this M16, there's no real reason for my hand to be doing any weird movements up in the front here, unless I'm holding the gun, but I tend to hold it right there. So there's nothing that would stop me from putting it right in the back here on either side. For display purposes, I'm going to have it on the outside. So I'm going to put this one in the rear here. How I'm going to do that is I'm going to feed it up through this first one and out through the second one. Open it up real wide. And then feed it through there. See what I'm doing up here? And then feed it back down through there. Complete the loop. There we go. Now, to hold that in there firmly, you go ahead and pop this up there like that. On these Magpul ones that have the metal inner part, you can do that. You can hook it right in there like that. And that'll keep this from jiggling around too much. and it holds the weapon charm way up top so that you can see it, and it'll rotate around. Now that is the right side of the gun. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this back in here. Now to do that, you go ahead and put it up into the front, and then pull down on the D-ring. Alright, and that's how you put a weapon charm on an M16. Put this back up here. Here you go, baby. Tuck you in for the night. Now, I was asked how to do it for an M4. Now, I already have one on my M4 right here. This is an M4 upper with an M16 lower, because I like having a solid stock on it. So, for this one, it's the same basic thing. You just pull down on your little D-ring thing there, pop off your lower, which I have a GoPro mounted to. I also chose not to put a weapon charm on that. I chose to put mine on my upper, which I can take off just like that. And how I did it on mine was I used these inexpensive covers, and they pop off by pushing down on them and then sliding forward, because they got this little locking mechanism on them. And then you pop them back on the same way. But how I did mine was I took it off, put the loop for the weapon charm through it with a pair of needle-nose pliers, came around the other side, squished them together real tight, and then I had my little Pepsi can dangling from it. And then I could take that and I could pull it off just like this. And say I wanted to have it flipped around to the other side, I could flip it around to the other side and have it, you know, further back or further forward on the gun. And me, I have mine in the back here, so let me go ahead and put that back on there. So that's one way to put it on an M16 or an M4. My bad. One way to put it on an M4. Another way you could do it is to loop it through the holes. I couldn't on this one because it has this metal piece inside it. So you'd have to go through the top holes, and you would loop it through the same we did for this. You'd loop it through there, but then it would disrupt you from using this part of your rail segment. It'd be in the way for stuff. So I find the rail cover is probably the best way for that. Unless you wanted to give up some type of rail space and go a different route. I just chose not to do that. Although I have, with some of my other guns, put it on like a non-rail part, like the H&K 416 up here. I have it mounted up to the front because there's this little loop part right up there, and that's where I put this little necklace charm for Team Valor, for this Team Valor build that I'm working on. And then on some of the scars, I already have a video for them, but basically I just drilled a little hole and made a spot to loop the thing around. Sometimes you have to do that to get something where you want it, depending on where you want it. For me, I had to, because I wanted it in a specific spot. But I'm just going to put this sucker back together right now. And go ahead and put this little baby back up here. I'll see you guys next time. I have an MGL. I'm thinking I might try to put a weapon charm on that. So I guess I'll see you in the Warzone.